So you talked about the sweatshirt before. This is the sweatshirt that Jennifer
the
Lawrence...
one thing that I kept,
Jennifer Lawrence wore this in Winter's Bone. What is it?
So, again, part of my earlier advice was no matter what your thoughts are after you read a script, no matter if you are working out of a church in the Ozarks, always anticipate you may have an audience that you might not consider. So, like, design for the Oscars if you can. So it was early on in my career. I did not take my own advice yet at this point. I didn't even know it existed. So I was like, again, nobody's going to see this movie. We go into this town. Deborah, the director, was really, really interested in research and authenticity, which I think is why that movie was so successful. How that works for my job is she would set up town meetings. She would set up like interviews with people, and I would sit in, and then after the interview or after the town meeting, we would talk about what they were wearing, or I would ask if I could come to their home and see what their costumes looked like, or their clothing looked like. And so like a lot of things that I learned is in the Ozarks, like it's not ironic that everyone wears camo and Realtree and pictures of animals on their shirts. It's like they wear it because they only have enough money to buy one coat, and they have to hunt for their food. So that coat that they wear hunting is also the coat that they wear to church, and it just, they're going to wear it over their fancy outfits because the only coat that they have. So like it's functional, and then it became this like fashion statement of wearing camo. Like I think part of it stems from stuff like that. So another thing is that they wear a lot of like these t-shirts with like animals that exist out in the Ozarks, or that like they seem to have some kind of relationship, whether it's like pets or food or fantasy or something like that. So after she set up a couple town meetings and I met a few people, she was like, we're going to go to another town meeting because a big part of the story about the Ozarks is people who cook meth. There's like a horrible, horrible outbreak, which we've seen in Winter's Bone, we've seen on Breaking Bad, like we've seen in, I don't know if it was so much meth in the Ozarks TV show, but like it's out there. So they asked if the local paper could advertise that recovering meth addicts could come and talk to us in this community church about their experiences, and we would pay them a certain amount of money. Well, when you're offering to pay people money, anyone is going to say they're recovering.
Oh, okay.
Because they want the money to buy drugs.
For meth.
Shit.
So there were some that maybe were recovering, but a lot of the people at this church meeting
We want
were
relapse.
kind of just straight up meth addicts.
Wow.
So a big part of my job was that I talked to a lot of them. Like we had a fine relationship. We set up another meeting after this because what I learned is that I didn't have enough money to distress any of the clothes as much as, like, I saw these people come in and it was like threadbare clothes. And I was like, I don't have the budget for this. I don't have the money. I don't have the manpower. I can't do this all myself. It was me and one other person. That was the entire wardrobe and costume department. My really good friend, Lauren Chad, shout out. She and I did crazy, crazy distressing work in our hotel room and in the box truck and all this stuff. So we decided to set up a clothing exchange, which was we would use probably 75% of our budget and go buy brand new clothing at Walmart, at Carhartt. And Carhartt sent us a lot of clothing, which was like really nice of them. And we would trade it for the clothes that they had that were already like threadbare. Authentic, and like just like this, you know how long it takes to break in a Carhartt jacket? Yeah. I couldn't do that in 2 weeks. Like, especially like
washing machine running 24/7.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like it still doesn't make a dent like
with
somebody
rocks.
who's had it for 10 years, 20 years. So we set up this whole clothing exchange. And during that, this group of people who were recovering meth addicts brought basically like a craft to do at this meeting because they knew a lot of it was going to be about clothing. So the exchange was going great. Most of the stuff that Jennifer Lawrence and the people wore in the actual movie were things that I got during the exchange. The craft that the recovering meth addicts set up was that they were saying that they really loved shirts with these animal prints on it. And when the shirts would go sort of like threadbare or anything with this print on it, they would cut it out and put it on a new shirt that was like a $2 Walmart shirt or whatever, so that they could keep the image of like the deer.
Family heirloom.
Or eagle.
Pheasant.
Or pheasant. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, yeah, let's sit down and like, let's make some fucking shirts together, guys. Like, high fives all around. Deborah, the director, comes over and she sees what we're doing. She's like, this is great. This is so authentic. And I was like, no. Like, this is fun community bonding. Like, I am not using any of these in the film.
Smash cut.
Yeah. Smash cut to the Oscars opening night. Play the clip of fucking Winter's Bone. And what is in the clip? This sweatshirt. Oh my God, sorry. So anyway, this sweatshirt in particular was a old sleeping bag. It was a sleeping bag that had this deer pattern on it. And the only glue that the woman who set up this craft fair at this church for recovering meth addicts had was glitter. So I was like, again, nobody's going to watch this fucking movie. Sure, let's make these sweatshirts. So when Deborah saw it, I was like, okay, if you really want to use one of these in the movie, like, I have other pictures, which I'll show you. Like, they were crazy, like little cutouts, glitter everywhere, like trees and stuff. So I was like, we'll make like a simple one and I'll put it on a background person, like no problem. So the woman's name was Kat, and she cut this out of a sleeping bag and glued it onto this brand new black Walmart sweatshirt that I'd purchased with gold glitter glue. And I showed Deborah and she was like, yeah, that's going to be great. Jennifer, that's perfect for Jennifer. And I was like, no.
I mean, it's centered, it's straight.
It's fine. So I was like, yeah, fine, you know, whatever. We'll use it for one. Of course, everyone loved it. She wore it in probably 35% of the movie.
Oh my God.
So I also, my dog that passed away, I found him in the Ozarks and brought him home with me. His name was Stubby. There's also a clip of Jennifer and Stubby walking down the street. So this whole movie was like the Wild West. Meth addicts making clothes, stray dogs running into the shot, but everything, she was like, this is what's really happening. Yeah. Like, we're going to capture this. And it was beautiful until the German Film Festival projected Winter's Bone on a 3-story building to show it to the audience. And it was the first time that I had ever seen the finished cut of the movie.
Oh my God.
And my friend back here, the sweatshirt, projected on a 3-story building in Germany. Again, I'm never going to work again. I'm never going to work again in this business. Like, if Meryl Streep doesn't talk, Jennifer Lawrence is definitely going to talk. And she's going to be like, she put me in a fucking meth addict shirt. Anyway, so that's the story of that shirt. And it's definitely a shitty rig, for sure. It's
a sleeping bag.
The outline.
You gotta be careful washing those. Wash it inside out, delicate only.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever washed it.
Cold wash.
I don't think I've ever washed it. So yeah, sure.
Didn't you get your agent after this?
She doesn't know about the sweatshirt. So it is also in the clip that they played at the Oscars, which was it's just funny at this point. It's just like,
do you sleep in this now? Is this like your nightgown?
Oh my God, you don't know how long it took me to find this fucking thing.